saying? Do her boyfriend.
Damn. All right, welcome back. You already know to the new most illustrious podcast. It's your boy Mar. I'm in here. I got the fam with me today. Make some noise for the fam. Is y'all in here? Go ahead, y'all. Make some noise a little bit.
I'm not making no noise.
You ain't making no noise. You gotta make some noise, bro.
No noise. No noise.
Get some sound effects on this shit out. I gotta put some noise on there for y'all because you already know. I'm excited today. I'm excited. I'm gassed up. So I got my family here. You know, I'm at mom's crib. We not getting none of that good cooking though, cause she ain't making enough for everybody. But it's all good.
I see. I was thinking about taking some.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was pacing back and forth.
We in the kitchen. We looking from here. We in the dining room looking in the kitchen like, you gonna pass that back. But nah, it's all good though. I'm really happy to be here with the fam. We about to get into some real funny topics, some deep topics this week. I'm not trying to blow y'all mind or nothing. Just gonna keep it real. Got the homie Benny B in the building.
How y'all doing? Benny B, yes.
Benny B from the Brits, Benny B from the block, aka Kenny G. Got my homegirl Kory in the building, you already know.
Hello.
Soft spoken, but probably smack your koofy off your head.
Possibly.
Just a tourist, that's all. Just a tourist.
She a tourist. Yeah. You don't want them problems, you already know what it is.
Stop gassing
Yeah, so we here today, you know what I mean? Talk about whatever we got on the agenda. Give y'all some peace, give y'all some things to think about during the week because it's Sunday, so right off the rip, we gotta get into something hilarious. We gotta start off on a light note. I mean, they was trolling my boy Tristan Thompson all weekend.
Oh man.
Because he cheated on Khloe Kardashian with 4 or 5 different shorties. My thing with that, before I even let the homies get into it, is how y'all follow him around with 5 different shorties? Like yo, the government took like 16 years to find Osama bin Laden. They found my man with 5 different shorties in 1 week. And everybody had exclusive pictures and videos. Like, first of all, what club is giving out security camera business? I need to know. Because if I don't go to the club as is, I'm really not going to the club now. Because if you just going to give my drink to the police, like, yeah, here, bro. I mean, he was here Sunday. He had 3 different shorties in his lap. They was licking, kissing. I mean, stuff he should have been doing at the crib.
I mean,
you snitching like that.
That's Hollywood though, you know what I mean? That like at the end of the day, you talking about what? How many women? 5.
5 different shorties.
5 of them. Oh, okay, like what's her name again? What's her last name?
Kardashian.
None of that matters. You feel me?
I mean, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm sorry for interjecting, Kenny G. I feel like it was a setup. Like the timing that it came out. It's just kind of like too good to be true. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that I'm not gonna negate the fact that it didn't happen, but just the timing is just a little off to me. Like I feel like this was like a publicity stunt, to be honest with you. Like, granted, she probably didn't know he was cheating on her, and I kind of don't even feel bad for her. I feel bad at the timing that it did happen because she's pregnant, but I don't feel bad for her overall because he was with a whole nother woman prior.
Right.
To them even being a thing, and he left her with a baby to be with Khloe. So like, I mean, how you get him? It's cliche, but how you get him is how you lose him. Like, I feel bad for her, like I said, because no woman deserves to like.
A lot of females
deal with that.
A lot of females felt like that. A lot of females felt like they was doing too much. Like, it's not that deep. Cut it out. And you know, I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, bro. First of all,
like I mean, like
NBA player.
Right. At the end of the day.
That negate you being a good guy, though.
But
it negates you when you got money like that.
I mean, I don't know about that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, in the real world, like, you in the NBA, you're on the road all day. It's not, I'm not.
So it's automatically expected that being that I'm dealing with somebody in the NBA that can't come to the territory?
Not expected, but it's not supposed to happen at the end of the day.
I say it's supposed to happen.
No, it's not.
You have to, listen. It's shorties out here that took an L for LeBron and not snitching before he had a kid.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, right. Are you sure?
Yeah, because I just read an article and they were saying like
LeBron is good.
Life, like he's no scandals.
LeBron is that dude.
Let me not drag you through the mud. LeBron is my boy. I appreciate him.
I think he's one of those. Like,
I'm not a LeBron fan, but I do respect his.
I'm a LeBron fan to a degree.
To a degree, based off his humbleness.
But he's a good dude.
To his family.
To his family. Let me not throw him under the bus because that. He's one of those dudes that you gotta keep out the mud. So let me not say him per se, but a nigga like J.R. Smith. I mean, pulling up for 40 with your shorty, J.R. Smith.
Right.
Nigga like
behind the back,
J.R. If he on your team, you better expect your mans to be out here living a little type reckless if he ain't got a whole head on his shoulders.
But I feel like that. I feel like it's just who the guy is. Period. Like you could get a nigga. You could get a nigga with a bunch of money that's gonna cheat on you and leave you. A nigga who's broke will cheat on you and leave you. A nigga with no teeth will cheat on you and leave. Like I don't feel like it matters money wise. I feel like it's a moral thing overall. Like, am I gonna be a good person to this woman that I'm with or not?
Most niggas don't have morals, so
I mean, then that's a different story. Then
dangerously reckless either way.
Then that's a different story. So I don't think that you should narrow it down to okay, so he's an athlete, so it comes to territory. Granted, that is a stigma and it is sort of a reality, but if you're a good person, you could be that LeBron James who doesn't cheat on their wife.
If Raheem from around the corner who only smoke Black and Miles can afford 140 a day and a little bit of E&J, you know what I'm saying? If he out here getting shorties left and right and he ain't got no money, he ain't got no crib, none of that. Imagine if a dude that got money coming in without even playing, without even working.
More power.
The temptation is higher.
The temptation is gonna be, but if I get seen with you, I get publicity myself.
But it falls on the guy not to fall into that temptation. Temptation is everywhere, whether it's cheating or whatever, whatever that you like.
Like you just said, morals.
Yeah.
So you gotta know what he about. And you gotta know from the rip, if he ain't have it before, he ain't gonna have it because you came.
I mean, listen, how you get him is how you lose him. Like, at the end of the day, like, we could sit here and try to dissect the whole situation. She took somebody who was with somebody who was pregnant. Right. So it happened to her. That's just a natural order of things.
That lets you know what her.
Yeah, like, we're not gonna sit here and pretend that she's like a complete angel.
At all. I'm bashing
we're gonna bash both of them. We're not gonna act like she's a complete angel because she's not. She shouldn't have did what she did. But at the same time, like, you know, like, honestly, karma is a bitch. Like, as cliche as that sounds, like, how you get him is how you lose him, period. So I'm sorry that it happened to her at this time, even though I kind of feel like that was manipulated when the videotapes came out. But you know,
they got videotapes. I didn't even know they got videotapes.
I mean, I don't know.
Videotapes. They got pictures. They got a whole like.
It's bad.
Him dropping shorty off and picking shorty up.
It's bad.
It's ugly. So it's like he's getting victimized online by like, it ain't like, it's no bullying, but if you really look at it, it looked like, you know, he the prime suspect in a murder, and it's like, bro, he was doing this probably while he was with you. Paul, we know now all of a sudden we're gonna make it a big deal because you about to have a kid. Like, I mean, I'm not negating nothing he did. It's all wrong because you should be with your shorty, especially in times like that, because that's the time you need to comfort her the most.
Yeah, like you out. Granted, you got a game, but you out there like food la long with a bitch in New York when like your girl is like about to bust and have a kid.
You gotta lean into it a little bit. Not that cool. Yeah, you good right there. Sorry, y'all. We just get some mic things done because Kory be like acting like.
Sorry, I'm a little slow, guys. I'm sorry.
A studio performance. She's like, you know what I'm saying? Sounds like she 50 feet away and she's like 2 inches away from the mic. But
I mean, you know, like I said, I feel bad, but then I don't. Like, I feel bad at the timing because she was just about to have a kid. Like, at that point, a pregnancy should like make a woman feeling like she's on cloud 9 overall throughout the entire thing. You're about to bring new life into the world, but at the same time, like, you know, again, how you get them is how you lose them.
And like, you know,
I'm saying, can y'all
that whole thing, it's a culture, NBA culture. Like, most of the women know their husband is on the road. It's whores. I mean, they're whores. It's whores. Whores are tempting. They are tempting. But at the end of the day, like you said, if it's not right, but your catalog ain't no better than nobody else's catalog.
Yeah.
So based off what you dealt with and what you did and what you're trying to do, it's all a cycle. It's all one cycle. What you get is what you serve.
Yeah.
It's all like you said, karma, and like you said, Vinny being like Kory said, this is what it is.
Niggas is on crack. You know what I'm saying? Niggas' careers was tarnished based off they devil work. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
So if Lamar would have been doing crack for all these years, and all of a sudden now it's a problem because he with her. I mean, you get what you deserve at the end of the day. Not saying it's right or wrong, but if you out here putting this evil out here, you gotta expect to get evil back. That's part of the whole. That's the heart of the whole. What? How you say it? That's just the aura that you bring to the table. Like if your aura is, this is what I do, and this I don't care what I get out of it as long as I get money. Then you gotta expect all the negativity that's gonna come with it. It don't change whatsoever ever.
My next question, though, not even a question. My next statement, rather. Well, no, it's a question. I'm just wondering, being that this all transpired and stuff, like, is she going to ultimately leave him? Because she's not in a situation, you know how some women are like with certain guys and they're kind of like financially bound to them. Like she's not bound to him financially. So if she were to leave, she would still be self-sufficient.
She gotta gas it up so that she could have another series or another.
So you think she's gonna stay with him or no?
There's no way you have 3 kids, right? Let's think about this logically, y'all. 3 kids. Well, matter of fact, this is logical because her mother was like that. Mother had like 3 different dudes.
Right.
All had kids by however, whatever y'all want to say. I don't know. I ain't a doctor. I ain't even trying to figure that out. But at the end of the day, your mother had 3 different baby fathers. All your kids got different baby fathers. So like, it's expected. It's what you grow up in. I think it's the culture you live in. Like, we all come from parentals. Like, we know our parents. We know our mothers and fathers or whatever the case may be. And we have a level of relationship with them to a degree. Ain't nobody out here like, oh nigga, I gotta have 3 or 4 different kids and 3 different shorties. Nah, that's not your mentality. You trying to avoid that as much as possible. But if that's what you grew up in, that's the culture you know. It's a norm to you to be like, oh, it's okay that my husband or my boyfriend on crack. And,
psychological.
Whatever. Yeah, no matter what color of creed you are, if that's the culture you grew up in, that's the culture you're gonna expect from your future as well.
I feel like it also narrows down to the fact that she has a type. Like, historically, she's dated a lot of entertainers, whether they're rappers or like athletes. Like, maybe, I guess my advice to her would be to take this time to just reevaluate if she's gonna leave him, like, what she's doing wrong with regards to dating. So the next time, you know, it comes a time, if there is a time for her to date again, that she'll be more prepared to, like, maybe try different avenues of dating and not just go to what she's used to. Like, step out her comfort zone when it comes to dating and not necessarily go to those athletes and rappers that she's typically into. Like, she can find love. Like, I want her to know that she can find love outside of the entertainment world and the sports world. Like, but she's worthy of it. Every woman is worthy of love.
Exactly. But then also in that token, that finding love thing outside of your money, it's hard for females and males to have somebody that they don't have money. You know why? Because people go, okay, you don't got money, like I have money, so you have to work differently. You got to get adjusted to this. Except for that. All right, so that leads us to our next.
I mean, overall, like, you know, like I said, I'm impartial to it. I wish her the best of luck. She just brought new life into the world, which is more important than anything. So, best of luck to her and her baby. And if she does decide to stay with Tristan, sorry, best of luck to them as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So good luck, Chloe. I hope you figure it out, and I hope everything works out to benefit you and your child.
Exactly. Now, I skipped the shout outs. I skipped the shout outs in the beginning because I was just so gassed, you know what I mean? Because the family, and we, you know, it's rare that we all get to come together and work like this. So
it's the first. It's all our first times.
It's all our first time together.
Just work with us. Just
bear with us, people.
Yeah, we're trying. Hopefully,
we want to be TV personalities and radio personalities.
This one successful time will get them to be like, hey, we all should just be coming on every now and then.
Definitely.
And we can do this, you know, regularly to get y'all. Because I don't want y'all to talk listen to me. I'm corny when I'm by myself. No, I gotta have the homies with me so we can especially Benny B gonna be like, that's corny. Right. Like, if it ain't with me, nigga, you corny.
Nah.
Chill, yo.
But yeah, like, you gotta put like some spice. You gotta put some adobo on some shit.
Word,
and I ain't even Puerto Rican or nothing.
Yeah,
you
gotta put some adobo on that thing.
You gotta put something on it.
Before we get into our next topic, I gotta run through the shout outs because I know y'all probably like, what? Shout outs. Yo, first. Gotta shout out to them boys at Bad Good Clothing 17. Follow them on Instagram.
Yes.
That's the fam. Number block homies 17 up. I got respect for them. Shout out to the Venomous Bone homies. They out there still doing their thing every Sunday. They got their live podcast on Facebook. Check them out. Follow them on Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Because, I mean, we out here busting moves. I support everybody that support me and do positivity. Shout out to the AC Crew Entertainment. AC Crew Entertainment. Follow them on Instagram. They do the skits. They do all that. Yeah, not YouTube yet, I don't believe, but I've seen them on Instagram getting live still. So, shout out to my boy Rand. You doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing. One more shout out to at Tay Trails. She do that every Tuesday. Tay Trails, they get the questions in. If you follow her on Instagram, it's at _redbonepretty_. She gave me the question of the week, which is coming up now. And this is when it's about to get real. We're probably going to spend like 30-40 minutes on this because Kory and Benny B, this is probably like the most epic debate.
Nah, I'm no.
This is the epic debate of the week. So the question of the week, right, guys? If y'all ready.
All right.
The question of the week is, do guys marry women they love, or do they marry the woman that they meet at the time they're ready to get married?
They married the woman they're with at the time they're ready to get married.
Say it again.
I feel like they married the woman that they're with. I feel like it's all situational, but overall, like from my own experience in dealing with a guy in particular that was not ready, like it couldn't work despite all my efforts to try to make it be something that it wasn't. He wasn't there. We weren't meeting each other 50-50. So as a woman, I had to just let go. And I know that one day he will be ready, but it's just not right now. Or it may be just not been right. It couldn't have been with me, but when he does decide to settle down, that's who he's going to be with. Now, whether or not they're like super compatible or like soulmates or something like that, I mean, I can't say that. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I understand that, definitely. Benny B, what you think?
I mean, pretty much like anybody dealing with anybody, like you settling for what you dealing with.
But how are you settling though?
I mean, because it's when I think about it, is how many people on Earth?
Billions and billions.
There's billions and billions of people on Earth. I don't know who my real soulmate's supposed to be, even if a soulmate is like even actual, like.
But it's a connection though. It's a connection that you haven't felt with anybody else. They get you 100%. Like it's real cliche, but y'all can like damn near pretty much finish each other's sentences. Like everything just like it seems too real to be true. That's that soulmate vibe to me, at least.
I feel you. Like I said, it's a whole universal connection, but like certain things. Like it's just too many people to just be like, all right, well, I know this is the only one and the one for sure, you know. But it's situational. It's a lot of situationships are real. Like it's no such thing as relationships anymore.
And
that's not true. But go ahead,
Jamar. Told y'all was about to be a fight right there. Just that whole pause. Like, nigga, what?
Yeah,
that's not true.
Relationships is real.
Go ahead, Jamar. Take it away.
So y'all know me, I'm about to go into deep retrospect.
Please.
I gotta take it back. I gotta go into the tomb of the womb.
Thank you. We gotta.
Alright.
You got this.
Realistic opinion on this, because I'm thinking of things that I've seen in my life. It's always been situationships. Young, old, now, then, whenever.
Right.
It don't matter what generation you grew up in. We had aunties and uncles who was just together because Unc couldn't afford that child support, and going to jail wasn't going to help nobody. So he was here because he had to be here. He did what he wanted to do, and it was alright. It was acceptable.
Right. Like
nowadays, everything is not acceptable. We too critical on everything, and I'm not in no way, shape, or form agreeing with I cheat on your shorty and do whatever you want to do. I'm not for that.
Not agreeing with that either.
Yeah, like if your shorty allow it, whatever she allows,
right.
What
you allow
as a man is what you allow.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna ever sit here and be like, oh nah, it's okay, it's acceptable to do that. It's other things in it that I think we don't counter into it, because there's so much dependency on if a guy is ready. If a guy is ready, then that's the end all, the be all, because man rule the world thing, and it's crazy to me because it's like, all right, if you ain't ready, you're not even going to attempt to do that. And if the female should understand, the female should see that.
Can I jump into that? Because I just want to there are some, I know for me, there's one guy in particular who, and I'm not going to make this a generalization because this is a situational instance that I'm bringing up, but for that particular instance, he knew in his head he wasn't ready, but that's not something that he conveyed to me. So he was doing those boyfriend things. Like he was coming around, we were hanging out, we were having sex, obviously. We were talking about a future and things of that nature. And then automatically he just switched out on me and said, I'm not ready for this. And I don't know if I'm going to ever be ready for this. And that's something that you're going to have to deal with. Right. So I'm not, maybe that was just my situation.
Right.
But there are some guys that like to love Jones.
Yeah, let me pull up from
with
40.
No strings attached. And that's not cool.
Let me pull up from 40 with it real quick. Y'all never had that conversation? Nobody ever had that conversation?
What conversation?
At some point in time as adults, we gotta have that conversation when it comes to relationships. What are we doing here?
And I asked him that.
once we start doing stuff, once we spend the night, every other week, and it's 2 months in, 3 months in. Somebody got to ask that question because 3 months in, if we just doing this, I don't know what we doing.
Right,
I'm
if
just
it's
having fun.
Right, if it's repetitive, once it's just the same thing.
Boundary. That's what that's where this all started from.
But I was asking.
I don't know about that.
No. Listen,
to a degree.
Listen. I was asking, and it always came down to like, oh, I got family problems. Like I got school to worry about, and a whole array of things that really didn't matter. And he was using that as an excuse to not ultimately tell me that he didn't want to be with me. So I feel like I said, I'm not going to make a generalization and say most men do this, but for me, it was just really misleading because he wasn't being honest with me when I was asking him, what are we doing?
How long were y'all together?
I met him August of 2016.
Sorry.
I met him in 2016 August. Sorry.
Pull up on me and be like, yo, man, you got me getting played on the
internet. I don't even care, to be honest with you. Like,
I care about my life. I know you don't care about his life.
He ain't like that.
Oh, yeah, but
he ain't like that.
Y'all was together for like a year?
Give or take, yeah.
Alright, so within that year,
it was just a bunch. It took me after a few months to just great, and I understand that. And we had those conversations about like what should I do. We've had those conversations about like what should I do? Should I move on? You always told me from day one like you think I need to leave, but it was just me trying to stick around and try to be the best woman I could be for him to make him realize that I'm worthy of be with him. I didn't, and I ultimately realized that, and I cut him off. And now it's a situation where he knows that I'm moving on. I'm talking to other guys, and he's upset about that. But what do you want me to do?
Let me give y'all shorties game real quick.
Spit it. Go ahead.
Female shorties, youngsters, oldsters, whatever y'all want to call yourselves. If you listen to this, male or female, if you in a situationship,
okay.
This is the 3 keys to know you in a situationship.
Okay.
Y'all do all the stuff relationship people do.
But there's no title.
But never talk about the titles.
That's
bulletin one. Everybody says titles are just titles. A lot of people are like, it's just a title. It don't mean nothing. It mean a lot.
It does.
You know what I mean? It's a title that come to your car.
Right.
That let you know you own it.
Every story got a title. Got some type of title.
Every movie got a title. It's a plot and it's a summary all with it. Right. So
it's 2 problems. You know what I'm saying? Every story got 2 problems.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers like
because we hearing one side of the story for all we know. Your homeboy like, yo man, we was kicking it. She ain't never say nothing. If she would have said it, I would have told her from the rip. Nah, I ain't looking for that. Now if y'all said if you sit there with a person and they tell you, my 5-year plan is to have you involved in it. 5 years from now, I expect you to be here,
right?
And you got to be a key contributor in this. But you're not giving them a title. That don't mean nothing. Right. I could be your best friend in the world for 5 years.
And that's the thing that I got cut up on. He was always like, I want you to meet my family, and I ultimately want to have a child with you and do all these things with you. But he wasn't saying anything about marriage and like taking it to the next level. Like we weren't even at a boyfriend level yet. So like I should have known better, and that's something that. It was a life lesson for me. Like now I know how to move. Like right. I feel like I was with somebody for 3 years prior to that, like most of my college years. So I was pretty much out the like dating world. Mm-hmm. So like coming out of that and dealing with him, it was just I guess you could say I was kind of like out of touch, and I was so infatuated with who he was and what he had going on and how he made me feel that I just lost track of what the reality of the situation was.
What's supposed to lead to all of this good things, defining wine and dining, and like, because all of that shit could be, it could be all a waste of time at the end of the day. Like you doing all that.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling that way. You treat me this way. You treat me that way. But then when you meet. Yeah, what's going on? What's going on with my guest? Hey, what's going on, baby? Who this right here? Yeah, this is my friend Kathy.
Yeah, and you sitting there looking dumb as hell.
Right, like so, like I had like a lot of situations like that. I've been used a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna be on no extra shit, but.
Speak your truth.
Nah, cause it's kids and I mean shit around.
Niggas say what you gotta say. The kids is young. The other kids they need to hear this because they old enough to know, right?
Speak your piece.
You'll get too out of this world with it. So
speak your truth, bro. That's why we here.
Word.
Say your piece. Speak what you gotta speak. That's why we here. This is healing. This is what we need in the black community.
Amen.
We ain't here to talk about jokes and we ain't hear crack jokes and all that still. You know what I mean? There's some realness to this because at the end of the day, like you said, everybody got their thing. Like we all have. If you've never been played in your life, I feel sorry for you because you didn't learn nothing.
Right. Because that's what that's all it pretty much leads to. Like nowadays, like we done got my generation, a little bit of my generation, and the generation afterwards, like. Motherfuckers got fucked up with sex. Sex is overrated. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
I'm gonna say that and I love me some sex. I'm a Scorpio, all that. You know what I mean? But that shit is completely overrated because that's all it ties into. All this, you feeling good. This you only feeling good because your guts is getting blown out. And my shaft look all crazy, looking and this and that. You know what I'm saying? But it's overrated. It's overrated because once you let off, that's it. I mean, I don't feel that. I don't feel the way that same way no more. So,
yo, that's real talk. And the reason why when everything you saying right now, I thought about high school and health class and they talking about overrated. Smoking weed and all that. It's like, yo, at the end of the day, it's just weed. So all your problems still return. I'm
and like, that's the damn truth.
Like, you could be with somebody if you hate them. After this, like, yo, I still hate you, bro. Like, this is it.
I hate this nigga. This nigga don't do nothing for me. This nigga don't do that for me. This nigga don't take care of his kids. But you still fucking him.
Exactly. You still doing what you do.
And I feel like it boils down to you, like, realizing one day and having that epiphany, just sitting by yourself and just, like, trying to come to a conclusion that makes you feel better as a person. That you realize I'm not gonna settle for this shit no more, and then move on. There's somebody out there for everybody. Like you're deserving of love. Period. Like that's just how the universe functions. Like don't settle for what may make you feel good when there's somebody out there that can actually like give that to you. You have to question it. Like it's pure. Like overall, just don't settle.
Just don't because and you know what kind of fucked this up. I'm going back on the generation shit. Like, generations, the older generations, not even, because I'm a 90s baby. I ain't even talking about the 80s generations. I'm talking about, like, 40s, 50s, 60s, late 70s type shit. Not even late 70s, early 70s. Because once the dope hit the
hood,
once the
dope hit, it was over.
Fuck a relationship. But, you know what I mean? When you remember, you know the term shotgun wedding, like, you get caught up.
Those.
You know how many shotgun weddings it'll be nowadays?
Too many.
It'll fuck too many. It'll be
every other one.
Every other be a shotgun wedding. So imagine you back in the day, like you had to marry this person that you knocked up. You having sex with this person, you had to marry that person. You had to. You had to settle for what you was getting. If that's who you was fucking, that's who you had to marry.
But so, then that's like a double-edged sword though, because it
affects the younger generations after a while, because now when you think about it, my grandmama dealt with my granddaddy and he wasn't shit. He was an alcoholic. Yeah. He didn't really love us. He was just there because he was there.
Had to be there.
He had to take care of his responsibilities, because if he didn't, he'll be in jail.
But then you look at this new generation where they just having a bunch of babies and just don't care. So there's a complete lack of responsibility.
It's the same thing. You having these babies.
So then it boils down to, at this point, what's the solution?
The solution is finding no more situationships. You gotta find real motherfucking love.
And however long that takes.
I'm all the way against that.
No, thoroughly. You what?
I'm all the way against situations.
You bugging.
I'm saying that we need to get better with relationships, but situationships, some people need them.
Some people do need them. Some people do. Some certain characteristics of people they can't be in a relationship.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's the way you live.
That's just how it is.
That's your truth. Live that truth.
Don't the truth.
Try to hide nobody in your truth and be like, oh yeah, I've been with her for 10 years, brother. I love her.
Right. Well, when you was cheating the whole time and you done affected her with the clap real quick.
Yeah, like you done gave her everything under the sun.
You got bitches all fucked up in the game.
Got her singing Mary J. Blige in the rain with her weave messed up, yelling at her kids in the car, talking about somebody go get some Wendy's, stop yelling at me.
And that's another thing. The kids get affected by it.
That's true.
The kids look.
That's true. It's generational dysfunction.
Exactly. Like as we speak right now, my daughter's dancing in the living room with her auntie. So like when you see that, they watch you. Children are impressionable. So we learned these hardcore issues that was passed down to us from watching our families just be together to be together. Like I ain't gonna break up with her, or I ain't gonna leave him because it was bad to do that. And growing up, that's how most of us grew up. It's bad to leave your significant other, no matter whether you don't really love them or not.
Like to be on some real shit. Like I was just talking about this to my mans earlier. Like my granddaddy, R.I.P. Curtis. What's my last name and shit?
Chill, yo.
Graham?
Nah, not that
one.
Nah.
The other one.
Damn.
I need you to be that drunk, son.
I ain't even that drunk. What is it? Harris, excuse me. I'm on, Harris. Curtis Harris, R.I.P.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean my pop. He had it down like this, like he didn't deal with
father?
that's my father's father.
Okay.
He didn't deal with situationships. Like if you gonna fuck with him, you gonna fuck with him. I mean, excuse my language, because I know your mama. But at one point, it was me. My side, like his grandkids, like his sons' kids. My aunt Jackie didn't have no kids. My son, my Uncle Mark, and me. And then he got married again. Had his other family, pretty much my grandma. I think who is that? Not my grandma Riri. I think I forgot her name. She passed away a long time ago. But that was my grandmother too, pretty much. Her family was in the house. Our family was in the house, and it was all love. No situationship. It was just I'm married to you.
That's a unique situation.
You feel me? It's but if you want to be a pimp, that's how you have to break it down. It's just like you gonna get this,
But that shouldn't even.
and it wasn't necessarily pimp shit because he wasn't even dealing with my grandmother, my grandmother Bernice at the time. Like it was all love. It was just everything was love. At the end of the day, your grandkids is my grandkids because all our grandkids is related. So at the end of the day, like if you're gonna deal with somebody, you're gonna deal with them.
But then you could look at that as
if you're not gonna deal with them,
you could look at that as adults being mature about a situation and trying to make the best of it, though. Because you have situations like that where it's just left. Like I don't want this one around my kids. Fuck that bitch. Fuck her kids. Like all of the above. Like I commend them for that, even though it wasn't the standard that it should have been. But they made the best for what it was.
It was all love, though. At the end of the day, it was the best way he could do it, and it all worked out.
Right.
It all worked out at the end of the day. Like that's all that matters to me. Like if you're gonna love somebody, you gotta love them. You can't just love them just for the time being. Cause time don't wait for nobody. Time be left behind you. You know what I mean? And time you move too fast, you waste time. So
that's true. But I mean, like you said, like I said, and once again, that's a generational thing. Like it's all how you learn. So in a sense, it's like we all grew up different. Once again, I'll keep saying that, but it's real talk. The culture that we grew up in, that's the culture that we gonna eventually live ourselves or learn from, and that's what we do. Like, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, we know. Listen, I know a bunch of homies. I got a bunch of family, bunch of cousins. They father had 6 different baby mothers, and they have 2 or 3 right now, 4 or 5, however. But that's the culture they grew up in. They didn't want it that way, but unfortunately, it happened that way because you grow up in it and you just doing it. And you like, damn, like. I didn't even realize I was doing this, like, but you're not doing it on purpose. It's habitual. It's like lying. If you lied your whole life, that's what you're gonna continue to do.
Habitual. You're gonna do
it
constantly.
Lying your whole life, that's what you're gonna do. It's just like gambling, like anything else. A lot of people can avoid it. They're strong enough to do it and avoid it, but a lot of us, you know what I mean? We not reaping what we sow. We following what was sown to us. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, unfortunately. And at the base of it is like this. Like we went deeper in there, of course. I took it deeper than what.
But that's what I was saying. Like
it's an opinion thing, but it had to get deep because this shows you like the vulnerability of a man and a woman. It's when you got a woman right here telling you like everybody needs love, and you got a man telling you like, hey, this is what I grew up in. This is the kind of love I seen. You know, I'm all for all kinds of love, but as long as it's love and there's no hate in between that. So at the end of the day, the message is love. Yeah. The question is. Do guys marry the woman they love, or do they marry the woman that's right at the time?
Right at the time.
I believe so.
And
I believe so. Right at the time.
Right at the time.
Because
based off and based off how another thing is like we getting real deep. That's what I'm saying. But one thing I do know, I was thinking about it, I was analyzing it, like it's real like hard to admit to it, but like what black man can be loved if he has nothing to bring to the table?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nothing bring to the table. Are you talking about financially?
Whatever you like, whatever floats your boat.
So you tell. All right, this is a question for Kory wholeheartedly. So you gotta give her the mic wholeheartedly so she can answer this clearly. Okay. They can hear her. You okay with your man as long as like your hopes and dreams, all your hopes and dreams still intact. We're not talking that BS about he miraculously goes and gets his masters and goes none of that. We talking about emotionally. Okay. He has all emotional tactics, but financially he's not built for that whatsoever. No way, shape, or form. He can balance the budget, but he can't live above a budget.
I might get some like real heat for this, but I'm okay with that.
You okay with that?
I'm okay with that. As long as you're a guy that's able to pay his bills, wants to pay his bills, and actually does it. Not just say, "Oh, baby, I got it on the 1st of the month," and then it be the 15th and shit is shut off. Exactly. Like shit is paid off on the 1st of the month, and you're actually working. I can't get mad at that. I'm not gonna try to demasculate who I'm with or who I love because they can't give me this life of grandeur, because at the end of the day I can provide it for myself. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm a sugar mom and I'm just gonna take on a nigga that doesn't have shit, but at the same time, like, I'm not about to potentially not be with somebody who I care about and who I'm emotionally like connected with just because they don't have it. Like, as long as you're working and you have a job and you're able to provide for yourself and at least meet me some sort of way and not try to use me, I can't get mad at that.
So right now we just got joined by the homie Ace Boogie down, aka Ace.
Look,
I can't even say it.
I don't appreciate this motherfucker coming in here all rude and shit. You know what I'm saying?
First off,
talking about what y'all niggas talking about.
F this nigga Benny B. I don't care nothing he talking about. Do guys marry the woman they love or
that they want to be with? And we're not gonna give you a real name because whatever you say, I will consequently.
I don't. First of all, time out. First of all, I don't care. First of all, I don't care who here what. I don't got no chill for nobody. First of all, at the end of the day, do you marry who you love? Do a man do that? You try to. You would like to. That's the ideal thing, but we don't live in an idealistic world. Like, shit ain't never like that. Like, things that you live life on some it is what it is most of the time, because it is what it is. Like, there ain't no way around that. But the problem is a lot of women don't understand that. Like, like, it is what it is. Like, and it's not to try to slight them and say that, like, they're not good enough or anything of the sort. It's just like things happen the way that they do, and it's like it's not enough understanding, it's not enough communication, and the reason, like, a lot of things get turned sideways and turned sour because these women be wanting a specific type of control and act as if like they gotta have hands on to everything. Like, if you sat back and chill and let your man do what he gonna do, more times than none, like, you'll see him blossom into who he wanna be. Like, at the end of the day, if you give me the time to be the man that I'm gonna be, let me grow into who I'm gonna be. You never know what could come from that. So it's not really about the question of if a man would marry the woman that he love or the woman that he what is it, the woman that he love or
the woman that you love, and instead of the woman that's there at the right time.
See, but I mean, you'll never know how that fall at the end of the day, because you could be with a woman that you love and she might not be right for different reasons outside of why you even love her in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might love her because the fact that you care about her, and you know what I mean, y'all had y'all experiences, y'all had y'all drama, y'all had y'all good and bad, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can't really hold too much weight on that, because we living in a world that's that's all the way messed up. And on top of that, so much mental illness is going on. Like, people don't know how to talk. They talk how they feel and speak their minds and express their feelings. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of at the end of the day, if we can't even express how we feel, how could we be comfortable with being ourselves? And if I'm not myself, how can I be willing to give myself to someone else in that manner? Like saying, okay, I'm willing to marry you, or I'm willing to be one with you. Like, at the end of the day, I have to have myself together. And just like I do, just like a man do, a woman does too. Just because a woman got a job and she could financially do things don't mean that she could be the woman that you necessarily need. Because she might lack in the area that's outside of financials. I said she might not be emotionally, inept with you. Like, y'all might not click like that emotionally. You know what I mean? Men, and it's even bad because even now, you got so many women being mothers rather than girlfriends. Like, you want to control me and tell me what to do and how to do it rather than let me be myself. Let me be the man that I am. Because if I'm gonna be a man, like you, there's no way you can really have so much say so on that. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what it's like to be a man. You ain't never walked that life. Don't have no clue what I go through. You know what I'm saying? And my struggles are different than what yours are. At the end of the day, like,
exactly. So yeah, I mean, that's like I said. Everybody gonna have their deep opinions, and as you see, like I said, we all bring up the mental health thing. We all bring up the culture. We always bring up
what we grew up in. Like, we grew up in, like, and it's even worse. Like, you can't. It's hard to talk about love, especially now, because of how this world is and how the culture is. Like, everybody's trying to follow somebody else rather than being themselves. Like,
that's what I said.
You know what I mean?
You can't be loved unless
you love yourself.
I'm saying you can't. Like, a lot of things. Nobody loves nobody unless you have something to bring.
Right, unless I got but you gotta honestly, you have to no, but it is very true. It is very true, because at the end of it, you gotta really think about it. Everybody use everybody. You gonna be used in your life. If you can't get past that point, then you don't need to be with nobody. You gonna be used, and it's for the benefit. It's for everybody. Everybody has they what they gonna benefit from what I could get from you. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm saying, like, I could be with this woman. What can I get from you? You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna benefit from being with you? And it's the same way with a woman. It's the same way.
Okay, so can I say this though? Okay, so I gave my whole opinion on the situation of, like, does a man marry his soulmate or the person who he's ready to be with? Right. So you guys answer, because I feel like we're giving a whole bunch of, like, different hypotheses on what is what and what is what. But, like, just answer concretely, straight yes or no. If you want to give, like, a brief, like, answer, all three y'all. Like, do you marry the woman that you're in love with, or the woman who's there when you're ready to be a good man? Period. Who wants to take it?
No, wait. No. Because I want to address the question itself. Because at the end, when you really think about it, you asking. It's so funny because most of the time, women can't deal with concrete answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you straight up what it is, how I feel, and that might be too much, or it might not be enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, expectations are set that I might not know about, and even if I do know about, I might not be capable of reaching them. You know what I mean? But this is a part of the reason why I won't make a promise. But I can't outright answer that because there's so many variables, huh?
All those variables.
You can't take that away.
No, even with all with all those variables, and you as who you are, as Ace Boogie down, as Untick Ace, aka Enforcer, whatever
y'all
you
niggas
call
funny
it.
as hell, yo.
But at the base of the question, when you ready to marry somebody, you think it's gonna be the person you love or the girl that was there at the right time?
I mean, it could be, because they could be both. Like, on some real shit, like, the girl that's at the right time could be the one that you love. It could be both. That's what I'm saying. Like, a question like that is so open for interpretation. Like, yeah, because I can't outright say, well, I'm gonna just marry the girl that I love because I love her with all my heart. But if she, at the end of the day, like I said, so many people don't even understand what that 4-letter word means. You know what I'm saying?
Because you could be in love with the wrong motherfucker.
Exactly. You could be in love with somebody for the wrong reasons.
I'm not gonna marry that. Nah.
You could be in love for all the wrong reasons. Like, that's why you can't have a definite to that, because it comes down to, like, the right timing. But the right timing would mean that you're in love with this person, would mean that you love them, Because you talking about marriage. You talking about joining something with someone. Like, everything that you have, you combining with this person. So at the end of the day, you can't separate those two. You know what I'm saying? Because those two actually play together so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I you here with me and my struggle, and I see that. And as a man, what women don't understand, that means so much. Like that means more than anything you can buy me, any sexual favors you could give me, anything of the sort. I need to know that you can support me when I have a hard time, because I'll give you the world. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be more willing to give you the world rather than I just because you love me, but you can't respect me and my struggles. You feel me? Because life is yin and yang. You get good and bad, and if you can't, you know what I mean, stand out there with me in the rain, you don't need to be with me at all when it's sunny at all.
I want to step on my toes and get rained on.
It's the truth. Like, if you're not willing to be out here and we holding the umbrella together in the rain, or we just out there and say fuck it, like we could dance in the rain, you don't need to be in my life at all. It's the facts. It's facts. It's facts.
He probably killed somebody this morning. He talking about some.
See, I did crazy. Yeah.
Let's be together.
Honestly, like I'm not trying to like on no hog in the mic shit, but it's really the truth though. Like on some,
like I said, beginning, we got here, like this. This the platform.
It's the truth.
To get that.
And these things, honestly, these are our opinions, but opinions need to be. They're good for conversation because we need to stir up that conversation between people to be like, all right, let me figure out what's really what. You know what I'm saying?
There might be a young man listening to this conversation 3 days from now, like,
you feel me? Like,
I never really realized.
I never looked at it like that. Real for real.
Let me relax. So let me take this into account that maybe I might not be ready to marry her, but I love her. I love her
exactly. Say, but like I said, the most important thing is I have to know, as a man, from a man's perspective, I have to know that you are willing to be down with me throughout it all. Like, it cannot, like, and it's hard to say that, especially now because of how society is. Like, people only want to be around for good times. Like, you ever notice, like, fuck just relationships. When you even with your homies on some real shit. Like, even when you with your homies, with your bitches, with your niggas, when you stop having it, you stop seeing people's faces. You stop seeing the people's faces, like, on some real shit. Like, but when you always got it, like, yeah, let's spark up, let's get a bottle, or let's go shopping, or let's go do this. Everybody want to be around. Everybody, when you get the new G ride, whether it's old or new, everybody want to take a ride. But when that shit break down, don't nobody want to put nothing up to pay for that shit, or ain't nobody willing to, like, yo, here go 20 bins on gas, cause I know you ain't got it, my G. Like, you know what I mean, it's yo.
Yeah, so. I mean, at the base of the question, I think we all three of us answered it. I mean, we got into a lot of other things as well. Because, like I said, that question opens up.
It opens up Pandora's box. It opened up Pandora's box. It's a fact.
Pandora's box, man.
I mean,
it's a fact. Like,
don't talk about Pandora's box.
Yeah,
y'all gotta be close.
I mean, now that I'm hearing
move over to us.
Now that I hear your answers, I guess I respect them, but y'all really ain't answered them for me though.
I answered it for you because I said, I didn't get a chance to answer because you know philosopher.
You know why you looking for an answer, because you emotionally charged, because you a woman, because you just need to have that answer. You feel like that answer mean the most, but it's not.
But
a lot of times,
keep it in mind, so you an emotional dude.
That's not the point. We all emotional creatures. Yeah.
No, I'm saying you feel her energy.
Yeah, I feel it. I respect that. I respect that.
You feel her energy. So
we all, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We all. All right. So and see, but that be the thing too. As men, we feel like we can't be emotional, or we can't, like, and even honestly, even this nigga's fool as hell. So on the set, like, this nigga fool, like,
why we killing hot dogs for no reason?
Yo, the real thing is, like, it's kind of like a lot of times women don't understand how hard y'all really make it for us, because, you know, we can't be emotional because we supposed to just take shit on the chin and just roll with it. Like, it is what it is. So when a nigga do get emotional, then you start hearing the insults and shit like, oh, you a bitch ass nigga or anything of the sort. But when I don't want to be bothered, and I'm like, alright, fuck out of here. If I'm that frying pan beat you upside your head type nigga, you love me. Like, it be so backwards. Like, most females are like that. Like, nowadays,
want that aggressive,
right?
You know what I mean, reckless dude, and it's like,
I don't.
But still, even if how do you it's almost like an unfair playing ground because you expecting these things, you expecting me to do certain things rather than be myself. I'm not saying sit here and cry about every damn thing.
Alright, so look, we gotta hit the $1.50 because Benny B been about to slap me for like the last 30 minutes. So you
Buck
been
50
up there for too long.
Remember you
I'm
You
sorry.
better change it up.
Yeah, we
Word
got
the blood.
We could be on this subject for days.
Yeah.
Hey yo, word the blood.
We gonna do
Fuck Belichick.
Yeah, that's for Nut. 'Cause Nut definitely commented on the video.
Oh, he said something?
Talk that boogie, talk that. So
Oh,
this, is
he's
for,
a boy.
this is for you.
Hey yo, Nut, yo man, love that nigga, yo. You know the
Love
shit,
you,
man.
bro, but your niggas is ass. TB12 is ass. It's my
I said I'm not saying all that. Look, I just said, hey,
Philadelphia motherfucking Eagles.
my boy got a ring finally. It's shit, like.
Man, you hear from me. The only nigga that been a real Eagles fan.
Alright.
What,
Matter of fact,
what's
now
next
that
subject?
you brought up the NFL.
We gonna talk
Now we're gonna
football.
talk about this. We was gonna talk about something else.
Talk about
That's
something
the
else. Talk about
subject.
something. Talk about something
But
else.
we gonna talk about the NFL. Real
Nah,
quick.
let's talk about something
We
else.
gonna talk about Kaepernick.
I'll just list.
Alright.
What are we
Kaepernick
talking about
situation.
stats and football?
Nah,
or are
we
we
talking
talking
about-
about social issues
We
with
talk about the
Kaepernick?
social issue part.
Okay, I could.
And
I
then
could
it's
put my
gonna be a
info.
little bit specific to him.
I'll digress when y'all get to the stats.
Yeah, so
It's reckless how they treating Cap. Like it's really garbage.
let me
It's
get an
really
overview
garbage.
first. Hold on, let me get an
really
overview
garbage
first
niggas.
before you
Go ahead,
start
blood.
going wreck, because I have to give you the analysis before you start,
Do your thing,
spewing
Woody.
out the realness.
Do your thing,
All right,
Woody.
so this week, Colin Kaepernick is in the news again with the NFL because he had a pre-workout with the Seahawks, and they wanted to know what was his plans as far as the whole kneeling situation.
No, they
He
gave him a
them-
stipulation.
Yeah, they gave him a
They
stipulation.
said, yo, either you gonna do it or you can be on.
not.
Yeah.
You know, give us a plan of how you're gonna go about it.
Word.
He didn't give them their defined answer, supposedly.
Oh no,
Whatever
he
case
told
may
them.
be.
He told them nah.
I mean, look, it's conflicting reports. I'm just gonna be on both sides.
All right, cool.
Everybody
Yeah,
know
all
I'm
right.
really riding.
All right,
I
yeah.
ain't got the Kaepernick jersey, but it's 7 all day. You heard? But
That
anyway,
nigga bebbing out here
keeping
like.
this thing, this is just adding on more facts to his case of the collusion situation because
They blackballing
if
him.
you don't know what collusion is, it's basically saying that we came together because there's 4 of us here. 4 of us came together, and there's somebody outside of us that want to get in. And we all like, listen, man. Two or 3 of us like, listen, we don't want that motherfucker here. Period. And one person might be like, well, you know, let's just give him a chance.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if 3 of us is saying no, and one of us even is saying yes, but not giving that person the opportunity to pursue whatever they're trying to pursue with our organization, that's a form of collusion. So even though I'm giving you the opportunity and taking it away from you, because you're not doing specifically what I want you to do, or you're not giving me a wholehearted plan of what you're going to do and how this is going to pan out, it still factors into collusion. So the bigger question is, from a business standpoint, do you think the NFL is so wrong in the situation because they're not advocating for anybody to sign him, even though he's probably better than a lot of the quarterbacks that are currently on most of the rosters? So how can we do this in the sense of, do we put more blame on the NFL for not trying to end this whole thing and being like, hey, somebody needs to sign him and let's just get this over, or do we put more blame on him for saying, hey, bruh, at the end of the day, you got an opportunity. Take care of that opportunity and do everything.
But if you put blame on him and tell him, say F it, you know what I mean, forget what you stand for. You tell him forget what he stand for. Like you tell him forget who he is as a person. Like we all have values and beliefs and morals, and at the end of the day, you gotta stand for something or fall for anything. And I respect it because at the end of the day, most brothers in the league, they ain't got the balls to do what he do. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody looking for a paycheck. And that be the problem with society, period. Because we living in a system that's created by this white man at the end of the day. And they the ones that signing the checks. And they think that they could treat you however and talk to you however. And Cap not for it. And you can't be mad at that.
So, all right, go ahead, Kory. Go ahead. You can speak it.
I'm gonna piggyback on what he said. I definitely agree. Like, I feel like the way he may fit. First of all, he's doing a peaceful protest for starters. Right. He's not hurting anybody. Him taking the nail is not. It's not doing. It's not ending the world. It's not causing any physical pain or quote unquote emotional pain for that matter. And I just don't understand why they're trying to pretty much crucify him for using his First Amendment right.
But
but still in all though, that doesn't take away from his athletic ability though. At the end of the day, y'all are playing football. So if he's a good football player, then let him do that.
At the end of the day, you get contracts based off stats. If you're not putting up stats, you can't play. Obviously, you're not eligible enough. You're not liable enough to be getting paid this amount of money and perform at this level. So for somebody to say, "Oh, I don't want you to kneel. I don't want you to speak your mind. I don't want you to have an opinion based off what's going on in the world that I'm affected by." Is beyond my, you can't.
But it let you know that this is a white man's league.
We know,
but it's slavery. It's modern day slavery.
Honestly, if we could keep it a bean, if he wasn't kneeling for black people, nobody would give a fuck.
They wouldn't care.
It wouldn't be a big deal. If he was kneeling for any other cause, nobody would care. But the fact that he's kneeling for black people and the injustice that we face in this country, that's an issue in its own right.
Because
like you said, stats make you eligible to play. And
it's about football at the end of the day.
Yeah. He's not hurting anybody.
We're not talking about.
But he hurting white America.
Well, listen.
That's exactly what
he's doing.
White America.
He hurting white America.
At the end of the day,
black people that
play
football.
Yes, Benny B, let them know. Please let them know, son.
They know that these white crackers. Excuse me.
Speak your mind,
I'm
man.
not gonna say that though, because I'm no better if another cracker come on here and call me a racist. Saying I'm a nigga. You feel me?
They don't want scrap. They want no smoke.
All right, let me spit something real quick to y'all. That's funny, right? And I always find this funny. If you notice, right? Because we brought up the white man and everybody gonna be like, oh well, y'all being racist. Not all white people are like that. My thing is just like the bad cop, good cop thing. If you're around and you're okay and you're allowing stuff to happen, you're just
part of the problem.
Right
now, this is how we're gonna get even realer with the subject of the Kaepernick and the NFL. The reason why I dislike the NFL and everybody's like, oh, do you watch NFL? I do watch games. I don't really give about the stats and stuff. Like, oh, you're gonna hurt them if you don't watch it. Listen, if the TV on in the house, somebody's gonna be watching the NFL, even if it ain't me. This is the principle of it. They take a step to make sure that these dudes that get domestic violence charges play on teams. And the reason why they do that, and I know somebody's going to say, well, it's white guys that got domestic violence charges too. But it's more black players that get in trouble for that. And the reason why they like that and they put them and they still playing and Kaepernick is not playing is because an aggressive black man always wins in the media. And when I say always wins, it keeps that image of, hey, they're violent. Always remember that they're violent. You can't trust them. When you see a peaceful black man trying to do the right thing and trying to be righteous in whatever he's doing and pursuing other things to make sure his community is uplifting itself, you are always going to be painted as the villain. I can kill 10,000 people as long as they're black. I'm an okay guy. But if I'm killing white men, I'm looked at as the most evil person in the history of the world.
You understand what you're saying, though, right? We talking about not even a real life genocide of the white man, the Caucasus man. Like, you came from overseas and you took something that didn't even belong to you yet. But
Yakubians.
Exactly, but you, it's not even. The problem is, it ain't even the fact that they don't even know it. They just choose to be naive, and it's pure ignorance at the end of the day, because this is a black league if you really want to look at it, because the NFL is comprised of more than 90% of African American players.
Let's keep it real. Most of the leagues would be way more
trash.
Yeah, keep it a like let's
be trash.
Let's speak honestly. Outside of golf, look at it like this. Swimming, you ever been in the Caribbean? Everybody can swim out there. You don't want to have a swimming contest. Secondly, the NFL. In the hood, everybody plays football, basketball. If the baseball game wasn't so long, baseball is 9 innings. It take like a 3-hour, 4-hour game most times. But if it wasn't 3 to 4 hours, the league would be flooded. Not just with South America. But
you still got to think they still minorities though.
But I'm just saying how black this is.
Before you use that word minority, it ain't no such thing as anybody that's brown. Anybody that has brown skin isn't a minority.
Nah, they're majority.
Anybody
In America, they are, son.
No.
We know better than that. We know better than that, son.
Then I'm not saying that.
But we talking about the society that we live in, the picture that they paint. We know the truth, my
you
nigga.
You can paint that picture, but I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to oblige to that picture that you paint to me. So there's no such thing as a black person being a minority in the world. Period.
Right. We not minority anywhere. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that shit.
But at the end of the day, it is brown people that do play baseball, which is the Latino and Hispanic.
And there's some blacks as well.
It's definitely black people that play in the league. But
honestly, we dominate sports. But if you really think about the NFL, you think back to slavery. They used to really have these men and women and children, but they had the men lined up, damn near ass naked, standing on lines to be sold to an owner. And it's the same shit that's going on. An owner buying these men right. They buying their life to say, yeah, I got you, but this is why you have niggas in the league holding out, because it's just like, damn, son, I'm worth more than what you trying to give me, my G. But at the end of the day, you only want to give me what you want to give me whatever you want to give me, and that don't equal my worth. Right. But it really is equivalent to slavery.
And it's even with it don't even deal with just Colin Kaepernick. Like even with Des Bryant right now, like Des Bryant got blackballed. You know what I mean? He got blackballed. We know he didn't produce. Like I said, it's all about stats. But
how they did him was dirty.
How they did him was dirty.
He deserved the right to at least get traded. At least because you don't have bum ass niggas go and get picks.
You don't have Tony Romo play for you for how many years? And he closes his eyes every playoff game. You know what I'm saying? When he goes to fall. But at the end of the day, he kept getting a check.
But
he kept getting a check.
We could talk beyond. It's been so many garbage players in the league that get traded off of teams for picks or whatever type of capital, whether it is money or I said it's a draft pick, and they don't even deserve to be there. So when we go back to Kaepernick is better than half of the quarterbacks that's in the league. He deserves a job.
He deserves a job, and you got people like Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel been out of football for about a year now. He's an alcoholic. He's trash if you ask me.
But he's quote unquote he's reformed and shit.
Reformed, and he's getting scouted by a bunch of NFL teams based off somebody that recently played in the NFL, that recently played about 11 to 12 games, that had about a interception to touchdown ratio better than half the starters in the league. But yet he has not got even scouted yet to get a job. Like, and
that goes to say that, and even with that, like, Kaepernick is doing something that needs to be done for, just like Jackie Robinson did.
It's for the culture.
It's like a lot of athletes done. Muhammad Ali, all these things, because these things need to proceed. Because just like you said, Manziel just came back out of nowhere from being addicted, all these addictions and all that. That's what's up. You're doing a good thing. You're back on his 2 feet. That's what's up, man. But he getting more looks than Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson put up good numbers in college. But they ain't. Oh yeah, he needs to be a wide receiver because he's fast and all this other stuff. Like
that's that slave mentality.
This is that mentality. Once again, you're painting a picture that these black athletes are just athletes.
That's that slave mentality.
Capacity to be a quarterback.
Nah,
be the
it's beyond just athletes, just face, property.
The face of the franchise. Just like Cap. Like if you Cap is almost not even almost. He's the reverse of what Cam Newton is. They love Cam Newton. But he put up the same stats as Cap, and it's like,
but they don't love Cam Newton.
They do love Cam Newton to a degree because they like, hey, we'll forgive him because he's the yes sir no sir type of dude. He's not gonna give he's not gonna be that controversial. He got caught up in that one situation because he made a mistake. He thought he could be funny and he wasn't.
Cam kind of stay on the low key.
I'm not even talking. Like, forget all of that. That what he said, the chick that you talking about. Forget all of that. I'm talking about like. Based off, I want to throw your boy up under the bus, but Cam Newton at one point was a bad guy because he celebrates and he does, his nigga dances.
Right.
You know what I mean? He did his nigga dances, and you got white folks looking at it like, oh yeah, my child is doing the damn whatever you call it. Now that's a problem.
Ruining our household.
But you have a man like Aaron Rodgers. You know, he look from California boy, long hair,
discount, double check, all this other shit.
He does a thrusting, humping motion in the air after he scores a touchdown or throws a touchdown, and it's not a problem.
Hey, yo, but none of that, honestly, none of that matters because at the end of the day, black is so excellent. Our culture is always being bitten off of. No matter what it is if it's in sports, whether it's entertainment, whether it's in simple shit like you think about like how we do our hair and how our fashion, like everybody tries to bite off of that and they try to make it their own. Like especially these Caucasus people, like you've taken everything that we've created on our own, like even this country like been built on our backs, but yet you want to call it yours. Right. Like that's crazy.
Now
football field is out.
So you know what I mean.
Basketball court is out.
I think our opinions are very
tennis
strong,
court is out.
Leaning towards Kaepernick and
it's pro-black, baby. It's pro-black
before it's pro-NFL.
It's before it's pro-NFL any day of the week. Cause it is I say you stand for something or you fall for anything. Like you know what I mean? Like you ain't gonna. This world is crazy, man.
Now look. So now that you got that right, so we go from that. So we're gonna do three different subjects in one.
Damn, bro.
My bad. I got
fucking all up.
Arm, I'm trying to do two things at once. So
fucking all up.
All right, these are three black events since we on our black wave. You know, we on our black excellence wave. And
what's up?
You know what I mean? This is deep in that rap. Three different instances that we could talk about, and because now we could go to a deeper complex of what it is. So. In Florida, two situational things. In Florida, two cops, white cops of course, pulled over an unsuspecting black woman with her colleague or whatever the case may be, not knowing who she was, just ran her place randomly because it was a new car, and it wasn't even like no brand. It was like a Ford Fusion, nothing crazy. So in the context of it, it's like, hey, she's driving a new car, let her rock, do her. So you go into that complex of, okay, you see somebody driving a car. As a cop, if you running everybody's place, you running everybody's place. That's your business. You're trying to get a ticket. You pull her over, you ask her where she got the car from, is it stolen, all this goofy stuff. Not knowing who this person is by no shape or form. And come to find out, it's the state attorney.
Mm-hmm.
You pulled over the state attorney because she in the car with her friend. You don't know who she is. She pull her tags out and let you know who she is. Now your badge get ran. She wants your badge numbers because you're definitely losing your job or you're going to get disciplined.
But then that goes back to what happened a few years ago when Obama first got into office. Was it his first or second term where there was this? I forgot what position this black guy was in, but he was like, he was a higher up, and he was like trying to get into his house because he was locked out, and these cops like made this whole big deal, like
he was trying to break
into his house when it was truly his own. Like this is just history repeating itself in its own right. Like black people are automatically stigmatized as being criminals when they're pulled over. Like you know how they always have that saying where you're guilty until proven innocent, or innocent until proven guilty.
It is.
That's the inverse with black people. Mm-hmm. Like you're guilty until proven innocent. Mm-hmm. You just pulled this woman over for whatever reason, and you're automatically stigmatized. You don't know who she is. You don't know where she came from. You're just looking at her. She's a black woman. She may be up to like. Why are you asking her was her car stolen or not? I mean, granted, like you could run her place and determine that. Like, what kind of question is that?
But that's what I mean by that. Like at the end of the day, you guys got all this technology. You got cameras on my corner that's watching every time I come in and out of the store. You got police scanners that I can't even personally own, but you can scan. If you want to scan what's going on, you can scan what's going on. For you to ask that type of question, anytime these police pull me over, I tell them, do your job. Do you have a warrant out for your arrest? I don't do anything to get my warrant out for my arrest, but you can go type in the computer and find out for yourself. You know what I mean?
But
find out for yourself.
That's facts. Do your job for real.
Do your job. But your job. Even if you pull me over, you're gonna know if you're gonna lock my ass up or not.
But you wanna
warrant out or not.
So you wanna
my license is suspended or not.
Yeah, you already know that shit. Yeah, you already know the shit. But
you know it.
But you wanna know what it really? They are doing their job because they only. You gotta think about it. lawyers go to law school for years, and police are supposed to interpret the law that they don't even know they goddamn self.
They don't even know the law.
They don't even know that
They
shit.
don't understand the law as a police officer. Like it's certain things you can and can't do. For the most part, you're a civil service person.
Right. We pay your salary, my G.
And fuck me paying your salary. As a civil service job,
You're supposed to protect and serve.
You're supposed to protect and serve. You're supposed to listen to what I say. You're supposed to listen to what I say in the beginning. Until like you're innocent until you're proven guilty. It's a civil service job. For you to pull me over and try to tell me this
assuming that it's already is, it ain't that.
You crazy. The last time, the one good time I got pulled over and I fucked the cops up was when, like, I'm coming home from work. I got my Eagles license plate on my front joint. You know, we know in Jersey you need to have a license plate on the front and the back.
Yeah.
The cop pulls me over. He was behind me the whole time. I seen him as transit police at that. I shouldn't even stop for his ass, but it was transit police. He pulls me over. I seen him behind me the whole time. Oh, he gets to the car. I seen his eyes move. Look to the front of my windshield where the license plate is. And he asked me, why isn't my license plate on the front of the car? I tell him simply, it's a license plate on there already. He proceeds to walk to the front of the car and then walks to the back like, well, why isn't it on there? Like, what do you mean? I just told you. Is a license plate on there already? What was your purpose of pulling me over, though? I need to know what was your purpose.
But if he's behind you, how can you tell that?
But that... My point exactly. My point exactly. He was behind me.
You got pulled over for driving while black.
My license wasn't suspended.
Driving while black.
I have nothing on my shit. So why am I getting pulled over?
But this is what I'm saying. They doing their job because at the end of the day, they trained to be bigots the way that they are. Like bigotry is real.
Right. Exactly.
You can't be black driving. You can't be black walking. You can't openly You can't openly express how you feel about life and your blackness and your power just because that's offensive to them because they're inferior. Like they understand that black is gold and you can't do nothing about that. So they try their hardest. And you know the crazy thing is, so they do the things that they do because they want to set these fake ass like examples that I'm gonna show you Negroes who got the power. Like you.
So speaking on that, right? Like Negroes got the power. Because this is like real life stuff that happens, and we need to understand. Like people think it's a joke, but this is one of those situations where you look at it. If you go to like, let's say you go to Michigan, right? You in the state of Michigan. You already know Flint, Detroit. You know the hoods where you gotta be at. So let's say in Detroit, we in the city of Detroit, grew up in Detroit. So the best school to go to is in the suburbs. So the other day, a kid, he catch the bus to school every day. He 14 years old, black kid, of course.
Yeah, I just
he takes
seen
school
that.
from the hood.
That's crazy.
He get bus from one part of the hood to the suburbs. So one particular day, he missed the bus, and he was like, "Okay, I can walk it out from here just to get to school." He gets to a certain part, which is like not too far from Detroit where he lives, but it's called Rochester Hills. So he, he can't find his way because he's young. He don't really know where he's going. So he tries to get help. He goes and knocks on knocked on
somebody's door,
a person's door, and he's approached aggressively because he's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And the lady said, "You people," and it's like, what do you mean by you people? Yeah. I'm by myself, right? And even beyond that, the worst part about it is this boy father is in the military, fighting for this stinking ass country overseas, and his family, like, I can't even imagine how we would feel as a father, because I'm a father, knowing that I'm doing something that I feel like is right, and my child ain't even getting no love. Like, and I'm serving this whole country. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm putting my life on the line for what this country's supposed to stand for at the end of the day. But yet, I have to hear through the grapevine that, my child was shot at because he was black and he was asking for direction. It's like,
but
he ain't asking for no money or nothing.
Honestly, can we keep it like a whole being? Like, I feel like I heard this like a long time ago, not so long ago, but I heard somebody like pretty much quote this, like, we're living back in the times of the 60s. The only difference is there's no it was no shackles in the 60s, but it's just more distractions now. You have social media distracting you. You have what the Kardashians are wearing, what Beyonce's doing distract you. Like, we're really living in a highly tense racial time in our era at this point, and like people just aren't really they're cognizant of it, they're conscious of it, but they're really not paying too much attention to it. Like, you really like people, like they're distracted. You have social media instead of taking away from what's really happening. Like, you can really like lose your life for like less.
So much propaganda
because based off what black people see and even white people see, like white people see a bunch of movies, they see rappers, they see everything. Niggas being niggas, like I'm a nigga, but niggas always being niggas 24/7. That's real life, but that's not everyday black life.
Let's keep it mean too. It's also it's a considerable amount of jealousy. You see, let's say you don't look at rap music, you don't look at certain movies, you watch sports. You watch NFL, you watch NBA.
But if that's even in it,
you get you tend to be more aggressive to somebody because they have more than what you have.
Alright, so please answer this for me. What does the word inferior mean, brother?
But the hip hop culture was influenced in the NBA and the NFL.
Hey, boy, you answer that though.
And it got,
being lesser than another, like if we're talking about in terms of like race, we're talking about like inferior, just being lesser than.
But these words were not brought up.
I don't equate who you are.
These words like inferior, minority, these words were created to create this deception that hey, if you're not a part of the majority, your opinion, your life doesn't matter. You're 3/5 of me, so you're a property.
At the end of the day, yo, I honestly feel like it's like this. Okay, and I may be wrong, I may be right, but you can take it however you want. We are the only group of people in America who white people cannot ship back to wherever we belong to. If the Chinese act up, bring their ass back to China. Middle Easterns act up, send their ass back to Syria, Iran, blah blah blah. Mexicans act up, send their asses back to Mexico, so on and so forth. Black people, like, we are stuck here. Like that's the thing they messed up with. They brought us here and took us from Africa and pretty much just stripped us of our culture. So at the point that we don't even have a whole we have a continent to identify with, but we don't have a country within that continent to identify with. So they're stuck with us. So being that they can't get rid of us, they're gonna kill us for less.
The stepchild syndrome.
Yeah.
I can't kick you out because your mother said you gotta stay here.
So I'm gonna make your life miserable in other ways, but I can't get rid of you.
That's right.
If America had a place where they could send us and it would be okay, best believe all our ass would be gone.
So let me bring this scenario up too. Now that y'all put that, I mean not scenario because everything that we're saying is like
a scenario. It's
true. It's real life.
True reality.
So let's say, like, since white people love listening to Hollywood and celebrities.
Don't burn down now.
In the interview with how you say her name? Charlize Theron? Charlize Theron? I think it's Theron. She a popular movie actress. She played in a lot of joints. She played in a lot of joints. You want me to look up? See? Y'all gonna make me look up and see. Be bugging out. No, that's my fault because I thought I put it on here. But she played in a lot of movies. She played in that movie called Monster or something like that. I can't really remember. She played in a movie called Monster. Y'all never seen that movie Monster about the crazy lady that she killed all the dudes? Dang, I'm the only one be watching these.
What's her name? Charisse.
Black woman?
No, she white.
Get her the fuck out of here.
But she was born in South Africa, so that might be why her parents. Now you see Shorty right here. Alright, let's see the movie that she played in.
She's from Grey's Anatomy.
No, she didn't play in Grey's Anatomy.
That's the old girl from Grey's
Anatomy. Let me hold on. She played in Atomic Blonde. Remember that movie Atomic Blonde?
That she was hard, yo. That movie was hard, dog. They bugging.
Okay.
So her. So she's from South Africa. She grew up in the apartheid. This nigga.
Yeah, they listening. They always listening.
They always listening. She grew up in South Africa, right? So she grew up during apartheid, so she knows what it's like to see people discriminated against.
Okay.
She has 2 black kids that she adopted. That's just but she takes more care of her kids because she had them since they were like babies.
Okay.
And she said that she fears for her kids' life because they're black, even though it's
she should.
Yeah.
That's common knowledge.
Yeah, so we gonna peace out on the homie, you know what I mean, before we end the podcast in a few minutes, but
for real.
Dip.
Yeah, man, on some shit, man. Nigga been at work all day, you know what I mean? but we will be back here. You feel me? I'm just trying to get my life together, brother. That's all. Trying to preach this black power, cause at the end of the day, we gotta stop beefing with each other, cause we ain't each other. We ain't each other, motherfucking. We ain't the problem. Like, you can't look at another black person and say like, that you my problem. You know what I'm saying? Cause there's so many other people trying to hold us down, and we be so ignorant, and we help them. We help them do their jobs more than anything on some real shit.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, that brother that just spoke, he a good black brother. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when he get in his car and he drive up the street and that black man cut him off at the light, he's gonna beat that black man ass.
Hey yo, it's a fact, bro. On some shit though, like on some.
That's real talk.
But nah, on some real, like, I hate ignorant drivers, period. But that on a whole nother, like, for real, like, I'm not another black man's problem. You know what I mean? Y'all not my problems. You know what I mean? I just want us as a people, as a culture, to be better and do better. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta consciously think about that every day. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not knocking nobody hustle, not telling nobody that I'm better than them or nothing like that. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do by any means necessary, because the system been set up for us to fail from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? Especially us as black men, black women. Like, black men, we done came into the world. We was born with a strike on our back already. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already had it out for us, because they already believe in the greatness that we have, and they gotta take that from our minds first. You know what I'm saying? Like, what that's what we don't understand is they kill our minds first before they kill our bodies, and it's the truth. Like, so just, you know, food for thought, yo.
Trap my body, can't lock my mind. Easily explain why we adapt to crime. I'd rather die enormous than live dormant. That's how we on it.
Straight like that.
Straight like that. That's all facts, though, man. I love my brother, man. Peace and safe journeys to you on your week. Because I probably see you sometime during the week. You already know what it is.
Yeah, when the next drawing going down?
The next podcast is gonna be next Sunday. That's what we always do, is Sundays, and we get live. Hopefully, I mean, even if everybody can't join, we can join. Listen, as long as it's more than 3, the Lord is in your presence. Understand, my brothers and sisters. Understand. But nah, and we you know what I mean. This podcast is definitely for anybody who feel like their voice ain't being heard, or they got some questions that they don't know how to answer. That's why we have these conversations.
We gotta have like, later on, we should have like callers and shit.
Yeah, we definitely gonna open the lines, and we gonna have people calling, and we gonna record. We might have to start doing lives, because after this episode, I know y'all gonna be like, "Oh, we need some more of this. We need some more of this." So, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, brother man. You ain't informed the brother man that you...
Hey, don't talk about this on here. I want nobody shoot my car up, bro. Don't talk about that on here.
Know what y'all talking
He was about to ask about that thing that was outside, and I was like, hey, you can't say that on here. Somebody might ask what color creed you came from.
Oh, man. Hey, yo, talk about your man on the phone. He's still on the house phone. He bringing it back old school over there, boo loving and shit.
Who on the house phone?
He trying to be in the cut.
Who on the house phone? Who on the house phone out here? Huh? That's young Mookmar back there. Young Mookmar back there wilding. Like, nah. Alright, y'all, but real talk, that I feel like we had a great discussion today.
Oh, man. I'm at work.
Put this work in. I mean, we ain't really done. The homie just left though, and it's just me and Kory C in the building. Even though last name start with something else, we're not gonna put her real name out here because she has a future. And the way we talking on here, we know that they ain't gonna hire you.
They won't.
They keep you talking all this black love and black power stuff.
They won't.
But real talk. You know what I mean? We ain't done. But let me get back to something that's funny. And I always find this funny whenever we get together and we talk, right? I notice how much love is in the room when we get together, and how much we talk, and we gotta like, it feel like you're in a whole new space after you have a conversation, even just one conversation. If you notice, like, these topics go on for, that's my daughter wilding, so if y'all hear her wilding, that's her. That's what she does. But this is the type of environment we have. We have a family environment. We want to spread that positivity, because like I said, it's a mental health thing going on. Like, a lot of black people, yo, we been sheltering ourselves for too long. We depressed, we hurt, we putting ourselves in a bad cycle. We gotta drink and get through our days. We broke, and not in the sense of financially, because at the end of the day, you have all the money in the world, still kill yourself. But you have to, as a people, we have to heal each other. Families heal each other. Relationships heal each other. Whether it's friendships, heal each other. I could not talk to my friends. These are my friends. I call them my brothers and sisters for a reason, because like I could go months without talking to them, and then when we chilling, we bugging out like we just seen each other yesterday. That's the kind of love we talk about. Like if you're going through something, I'm gonna clown you, but I'm gonna take it serious because I want you to have that belief. I want you to be able to laugh and be like, "Dang, son, you clowning me," but then at the same time, cry with me because you're like, "Dang, son, I know you hurting and I know what you're going through. Even if I can't experience it myself, I know what it's like when you're down." And that's why this platform is here. You know what I mean? Like I said, I told y'all at the beginning of day one episode, listen, I don't care if nobody ain't even listening, dog. I don't care if y'all don't listen. I'ma still do this every week. Have the homies on here every week that they could be on here. We gonna talk our talk. Somebody gonna listen. Somebody gonna get a good, even if it's one view. That person listened, I'm happy. You know why? Because that person got through that week. They probably like, damn, I can take it back to the podcast, even though it ain't got no title. But them boys and girls is talking. Reflect. So, you know what I mean? One more, we gonna get up, what, we get one more subject?
Yeah.
One more subject? Because I don't know, Benny B acting like,
Nah.
bricks.
Nah.
He's like, y'all gonna get, you gonna do that? Yeah. All right, you gonna do that. I'm about to get low.
Right. You right on the money.
Like, because you told me to come outside, like, you about to do that for me. So, yeah. But, all right, the next subject is, I think this is more, Kory, this is more yes late.
Oh, God.
You definitely been to school with a lot of Caucasian people and, you know, different races, because where you lived at, it's a decent suburb.
It's diverse.
It's suburban.
Yeah.
You heard about the kid that had like 20 scholarships to 20 different Ivy League schools?
I heard about it, and then a Fox host says, I don't know. I don't know exactly all of it though.
I can't really put a place on it because I don't really want to get specific. I ain't attacking nobody.
Right.
Being no race bait or anything like that. But they called him obnoxious because he got accepted to 20 different high-profile schools on scholarships. And he's like, oh, he's celebrating, and why is he celebrating? If we could give kids that's getting athletic scholarships 3 hours out of your day on a Tuesday for accolades, and we got them on ESPN and giving them deals to get your school money, why can't we put this young person on here that's just?
I mean, but that goes. You pretty much answered your own question. That goes back to the idea of that white people are okay with black people fitting the stigmas that they have set for them. Like, you could be the best athlete, you could be the best entertainer, you could dance, you could sing, you could cook. But when it comes to like education and shit like that, they always view you as inferior. So when you do reach a landmark that kind of makes them feel intimidated, they're gonna try to put you down and not let.
That's the main landmark. Like,
when
an educated black man is worse than.
That's fearful to them. Like, so they're not gonna celebrate that.
Bombs,
they're not gonna celebrate that, especially if it's a black person who's conscious enough to know that I'm gonna use my intellect to uplift my community. That's scary to them. So of course, like I don't expect anything less than them putting him down for achieving 20 scholarships and all this stuff to different Ivy League schools.
I mean, like,
period.
Like, how many like? I'm not really big on the college thing pretty much because I already know that's like a whole another system. But if you could work the system to make more money out of it, then so be it.
It's doable, trust me. It's doable.
It's definitely doable. It's not saying it's not. Like, I don't come from no damn. I mean, like, my family, I got plenty of people in my family that graduated college, so I get it. But it just wasn't for me. But if you could flip the system. And you getting that many? How many scholarships? More than 3? Like
20?
They ain't partial.
That's amazing.
They're like, it ain't nothing.
That's amazing.
That's going to have you stinking in the long run. Then how can you get mad at that? Like,
I feel like that host was ignorant. I feel like that's all that boils down to, because at the end of the day, like, if it was a white person that received that many scholarships, I'm not gonna necessarily say it would have been like praised across the news or whatever, but it definitely would have been looked down upon. It
would have been praised across the news.
Shout outs to him, and I hope he picks the best school that he wants to go to, and that will benefit him in the long run. And I hope that he takes that intellect or whatever he gains from whatever college he goes to uplift his community.
Exactly.
And then that we need the intellectual, and I feel like that's one of the biggest things that black people like don't really understand. Like, they look down on the hood niggas. And they try to, like, I guess, give uplift. We need everybody.
Everybody need to be looked at.
We need the street smarts. We need the intellectuals. Like, we need all of that.
There's dudes out here that's better financial planners than these.
Yeah,
dudes,
and that's real life. You don't knock anybody because of their path. Like, everybody can be used to help us get to the next level.
If Raheem scammed $100,000 out the bank and he's still on the block, I'm gonna go to Raheem for some financial counseling. It might not be the straightest, but he might help me out better than Jonathan on Wall
Chill.
Street,
Right.
white or black
Right.
Jonathan.
Chill.
'Cause either one of them is misleading.
But that's
to a
real life,
degree.
though. Like, that's real life. I feel like as a community, we need to not look down and cast away certain sectors of people. Like, I graduated from college already. I have my degree in biology. I'm going back to school. I'm trying to be a nurse ultimately. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my doctorate in nursing once I get my other bachelor's in nursing. So I have to start over again with the bachelor's. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to look down on somebody who didn't go to college or who may be a drug dealer or whatever. Like, you don't know what a person has to contribute to the pot.
Right.
And I'm not going to take away from it just because of your path is different from my path. Because I don't know what you've been through.
Like I said, that goes back to like that's just like motherfucker ain't got nothing to bring to the table. Nigga ain't got nothing to bring to the table. What good is he? So a nigga got to prove his worth about 25-8 on this planet. You know what I'm saying?
Woman or man, if you are that darker tone, even if you light skin, you got a lot more to prove. Because one, like I said, it's the divide and conquer thing that goes out.
Yeah, pay differences.
Yeah.
That's that Willie Lynch shit.
Skin,
Let's put the
skin,
intellectuals against the hood niggas. The deltas against the AKs. Like, it's little shit that does
Like,
not matter.
Like, if everybody,
It doesn't
like,
matter.
The black fraternity thing is, it's all good when it's competition. I'm all for it. Behind closed doors, we doing our thing, step shows, all that. But in real life, if y'all out here,
We
really
all
like,
trying to eat.
oh, you a Delta or oh, you a Sigma, I can't hire you, like, you're being retarded. And
It's petty
you need to
differences.
understand that.
It's petty
Niggas be
differences.
skull and bones, and the other nigga be with part of whatever, and they still up here getting jobs. Like,
The main goal of white people is to make sure that you never surpass them, whether they're white trash or the freaking CEO of Facebook. Period. They
Exactly.
all had that comment. We don't want black people trying to tell us what to do. And I feel like that's something that black people don't understand. Like I said, despite different walks of life, like, we need to collectively come together and try to figure out what can we do to benefit us as a collective.
exactly. And that ties into this because of what we're doing, right? Black media. Black media feels as though, I feel like black media is a little bit suspect to a degree, but I can't go at it hard because this is funny because, like, yo, think about it like this, right? Everything like the shade room. What's that other joint?
Ball alert.
Baller Alert. All these little social websites that do black celebrity news and stuff, we can't be mad at them. Look how much money E! News made.
I don't know.
Look how much money TMZ makes. TMZ
I
lives off the backs of people.
I don't see anything wrong with people wanting to I guess get an inside look on celebrity gossip and what's going on in celebrity world and entertainment world. I'm not mad at that. I can't knock that. That's white people, black people, green people across the board. I'm not mad at that.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I feel like there should be it's just as much news as y'all covering on Beyonce. It should be enough news covered on like what's going on in our community,
Right.
what's affecting us, real life shit. Like people worried about Coachella. I'm not wrong. I'm not mad at that. But at the end of the day, Trump just bombed Syria.
So y'all,
like, why is that not mainstream on Instagram or Twitter or anything of that nature?
So y'all tell me y'all would watch the news if it was a black-owned station.
I mean, I watch the news. Period. I want to be informed. Period.
But let's say like it's a black news station that they by themselves. They working off their money. You know, Diddy, Jay-Z, whoever. All these guys came together, put their money together, and start their own CNN type thing. How Ted Turner did.
I would definitely.
Y'all gonna watch that?
I would watch.
CNN?
I would. Hell yeah, I would watch it as long as they're definitely talking about what's important. Like you can mix the business with the fun and all that shit, but make sure it's equal.
Like you know, like the CNN thing, that's all fake news anyway.
I mean, yeah.
So if we get,
the news and media is the fourth branch of government.
right, exactly. So like, I would definitely rather deal with something dealing with just my people's only, like my people's only, and my struggles and my problems. Like even though Syria and all of that is the main issue, but main like I'm tired of seeing like. What main black media is love and hip hop and
Stupid shit that does not
Black Ink
matter.
Crew. Like you ever watch Black Ink Crew? I started watching that. I don't watch none of that really, but Black Ink Crew, they don't even do tattoos anymore. Like it's all about black ignorance in that damn show. Like how many hoes you got? How many niggas you done beat up? How many hoes bitches you done beat up over some nigga that ain't gonna take care of you?
And I'm not even gonna like knock the person who watches it. Like I think it's trash, but at the end of the day, like whatever you like. But at the same time, like you could watch. Like listen, I'm not gonna knock nobody and tell you shouldn't be watching this. I mean, I don't think it's the best form of television at all. Shit, most television is trash anyway, white or black. But at the same time, like make sure that you're informed on what's going on. Just as much you know what's going on with Caesar and Duchess, make sure you know what's going on in the world that's going to directly affect you and your children and your family.
Because
like,
don't
be so caught up Beyonce's ass that you don't know that, oh shit, the I guess New Jersey government did something that's going to directly trickle down to me. Like that's I feel like it should be like a nice mix between the two. Like don't put one over the other.
With the media, the
shit,
media,
definitely not that trash.
Yeah, the media definitely does influence a lot of black people. Like I said, you know, like a lot of people. Remember back in the day, we wouldn't wear nothing tight as hell.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I used to wear 36 size jeans. You know what size my waist is? I'm a motherfucking 32. Like,
I used to wear large in Galaxy
right, Galaxy white t-shirts and black t-shirts get extra large. The shirt is down to my wrist. A short sleeve shirt is down to my wrist. Like,
and keep it a bean, yo. Keep it a bean. Like, if you like came from Africa or you came from Haiti or Jamaica, they used to be like, why are you wearing this baggy ass clothes? And we used to be looking at them like, this the style. And they'd be like, nah, bro, you wear your stuff on you. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. And even back in the day, they was like, yo, you wear your stuff how it fitted. Like, what y'all doing? That was all hip hop culture. It was all about disrespecting the culture that was presented to you. Because we felt like, oh, we dress like them, we don't need to dress like them. And now we back to dressing how we used to dress either way. So it kind of doesn't even out. It's like, yeah, we should just stay on that way. But it helped. But in a sense, it was like, you know what I mean? It was just a blip in the history of our culture. Now, transitioning from that, because that black media thing was something that I felt like we needed to press on, and we can get funny now. You gonna do that? We gonna get funny?
The kids, I mean.
Oh, the kids?
Or if you want to.
Now, let's get funny first, because this is funny.
No, I mean.
So, I was driving the other day, right? Mm-hmm. I'm riding. I don't forget where I was going, but I'm driving, you know what I mean? Sometimes you get aggressive, especially when you get on the highway. Mm-hmm. But I'm driving up the block in the hood, about to go, you know, I think I was dropping my girl off at work, so. Tell me why this girl tried to cut me off, and she driving aggressively, but she's bumping club music. I'm like, I'm scared of you, sure you gonna be bumping some. Shake that, move that, toot that. Like, yo, bruh, I should just pull up on the side of throw some water out the window. Cause
chill.
You not even like that. Like, why are you so aggressive? So, do y'all think? I know it's funny to say, but would you judge somebody by what they listening to when they driving? Like, is you gonna disrespect them?
Yes, I'm definitely. Because I had this happen to me before. Like, I was coming from somewhere. I was on like Lines Ave or some shit, and motherfuckers was trying. It was like 5 deep in this car. They was gangster grilling, but they was playing Toot That. You know what I mean? Like the club song. I didn't necessarily get that, you know what I mean? But niggas being fake gangsters, niggas and bitches being fake gangsters and playing club music, shit. I
mean, it depends. Like, I can't knock somebody for what they like to listen to. You might have the hardest nigga like Taylor Swift. I don't think it's likely, but it may happen. You may have had that 1%, but like, that's not gonna dictate whether I violate you because you listening to Taylor Swift or if you listening to fucking 2 Chainz. Like, that's all you like. It's what you like.
It's what you like.
I'ma know you trying to kill me if you blasting that coming down the street.
I mean,
blasting some Freddie Gibbs, nigga. I ain't about to be trying to get up on you on the side, but if you blasting some, yeah,
chill,
yeah, man,
chill.
Don't bring that nigga. We all get shot.
Chill.
We gonna shoot you, man. All right, now I think this probably gonna be the last one.
Oh wow.
For the day. So we're not gonna do this one this week.
Yeah, we can save some days.
I mean, if y'all trying to do this next week, I'm down. Like, just let me know.
So, oh yeah. Raising your kids in technology world, is it easier or harder?
It's hard as hell.
It's just as bad as the media. It's just as bad as dealing with the media.
It's hard. You know, it's funny that you bring that up.
Runs the social network.
Yeah, it's hard. It's funny that you bring it up because I was just talking to my boyfriend about that. Like, I was born '92. I feel like I caught the tail end of like a normal life. Like, right. I had the video games. I had the PS1 and the Sega Genesis on that shit, but I still enjoy going outside and getting in the dirt and playing and shit. Like, I feel these kids are just like damn near brain dead on these different video games and their phones and social media and shit. Like, there's more to life than a damn phone and sitting in front of a screen.
Point, yo, like when I was a kid, yo, like I would put myself on a schedule with the game and being outside.
Yeah.
I'm on the game. I probably wake up. 7. Because I used to wake up. I always woke up early. I wasn't no lazy ass kid. I wasn't no lazy ass kid or nothing like that. I was always up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You know? So I'm playing my game from about 6 to about 9 o'clock. Like I was a game.
Right.
I'm playing it from 6. I definitely did. I definitely did play the game from 6 to 9 early in the morning. But after that, like, I'm ready to eat something breakfast and then I'm ready to go outside.
Yeah, that's how it was too.
Be outside. I'm about to play basketball all day. I'm not about to play the game all day long.
I feel like it's just like it's a trend to these children, and like it's social media, it's Instagram, it's Twitter, it's Facebook, it's Tumblr.
Grown ass men playing Fortnite and like losing relationships.
I ain't even gonna hold you. My boyfriend plays Fortnite, but like I feel like he's a little addicted. But like we still do shit. They know he is. I ain't gonna stunt.
If you play that game,
I ain't gonna stunt. Like he loves Fortnite.
First of all. That they like, it teach you tactical situations in real life.
It's a fun game. I'm not gonna. I watch him play. It's a fun game, but like
that ain't teaching you how to get real with somebody. No. Catch an L and get it popping.
I feel like you just out of touch with shit a little bit.
Yeah, like all that Fortnite shit is out the window. I ain't for none of that shit.
I feel like Kenny said. I feel like a kid should be like put on a time frame. It's a certain amount of time you should get your homework done, or there's consequences.
Right.
There's a certain amount of time you should play a video game, and that's based on you being awarded for getting your homework done. There's a certain amount of time you should go outside and play and just get some fresh air and hang out with your friends and be a child. Like,
exactly. The kids don't go outside anymore.
At all.
Getting that because everybody's just so scared that somebody gonna snatch their kid. If you stand outside with your kids,
back in the day, grandma used to sit on the porch and watch you play. Like you can still do shit like that.
Now grandmas nowadays, most of them are like in their young age.
Well, shit, that's another story. That's another story for a different day.
Instagram themselves trying to take pictures. Like, oh, let me take a picture.
That's another story for a different day.
On Instagram, and so I can see me with my grandkids. Like, show you know you with your grandkids.
That's another story
I just
for a
drove past
different
the
day.
house to see you with your grandchild. You ain't got to tell me every day that you with your grandchild. That's good for you.
That's another story for a different day.
That means you raising another generation good. I mean, you don't want to be around them. You ain't got to publicize that.
That's another story.
I think another. Everybody does it. I'm not. Right. It's not about color or creed in this situation.
Right.
As a people, as a whole.
My pictures ain't gonna pop in my head, right?
What?
You know what I'm saying?
No. Because you got stuff in your phone. I don't know.
You got booty, confidential booty.
Chill, yo.
Seeing my whole booty.
Chill. Thing because you up here doing that. But no, yeah. So it's to all colors and creeds. Like the social media thing is too overhyped. Like you sharing every day of your life. Like I'm not sharing every accomplishment on social media. Even if I can't get to those cousins that live wherever they live, I mean, I'll text you or I'll send you a personal message. But you up there updating everybody like, I just got fish. I just see fish. Y'all love me.
It's excessive. Like I catch myself sometimes having to get off like Instagram and Twitter and stuff for like a few months, just to regroup. Like you could really be lost in the sauce on that for too long. Honestly.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
anything that you do in excess is not good for you. Period. Social media, whatever you like to indulge in, like everything in moderation.
Exactly.
So
you overdo you overdo anything. I mean, nothing. Too much of anything is no good.
Right. Period.
Too much outside will get you in trouble. Too
much
inside
it will get you in trouble. Right. Just space things out.
Right.
Space things out.
I used to schedule myself like video games around this hour. I'm outside around this hour. When I'm back in, before I take it down, I might play the game until I fall asleep.
Right.
Then I'm back on. Like I used to play this shit a lot, but I moderated it. Like when that sun was all the way up and it's beaming out.
You outside.
Little girls, you know, I was a little horn dog. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to see all the little booties and shit like that. I'm outside.
Chill.
Ain't no butt on the video game, virtual reality, but I don't want that.
But then you can look at it now. It's like, all right, fuck that. I ain't going outside. I can find bitches on POF.
Right,
like,
but you gonna find the wrong ones.
I mean, if you're just looking for ass, does it matter?
Not saying I'll be on POF or anything.
That's exactly what niggas be saying when they on POF. I don't be on POF, my nigga, but I done seen some things on there that you might need to go check out, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Chill.
I ain't never been to Wiggles, but you know what I'm saying. You go check that out over there. Like
Wiggles is closed now, but I ain't never been there.
That's why I use that because you know nobody getting caught up out here. You know
oh my god.
Wiggles gym club, and then we always talk about a strip club, and this girl smack him.
I definitely don't want to go to a gym club called Wiggles. You know what I'm saying? That might be the wrong motherfucking gym. I don't
That's hilarious.
But nah, that's real talk. Though. Like in my all right, so All right, and another thing about social media, it creates an ill competition, yo.
It does.
Like, I'm gonna keep it a whole mean. Like, my daughter about to be 1. We about to have a birthday party for her. Y'all gonna get there. Most of y'all gonna be like, this is extravagant for a little kid. But I ain't about to be taking 1,000 pictures to show social media while we doing that. That's just something for my daughter. But I bet you somebody gonna be there taking pictures like, yeah, they done did all this and that. And I'm like, bro, I never asked you to do that.
Social media is so bad, it'll show how ugly your kid might be. And I don't need to be mean, but there's some ugly ass babies and niggas don't need.
Look, I had to knock the mic over for that one. Let me grab this mic real quick. Because motherfuckers, if you listening to this podcast right now and you one of the people that's mad about me not posting my daughter after my girl posted her baby bump all this time, mind your motherfucking business, alright? Because listen here, my daughter's a beautiful child, and the only reason why I ain't posting it because I don't feel like it, because I don't post nothing else on there. I don't even post my dog on social media, so why would I post my child? Like, it's none of your business what my kid like the homie Benny B said, y'all kids is ugly.
We don't want to see him.
I'm looking at little Henrico like, God, boy,
oh my God,
you ugly.
Shoo.
You really ugly.
Shoo.
And I ain't just, you a little kid, so you might grow into your face. So I apologize for that. But some of y'all kids is ugly. I mean, if you want to show them off, that's your business. That's cool. Just like niggas with hoopies. Listen, as long as just get you from point A to point B, I want you to take a picture and that shit every day.
Amen.
That's you. That's real talk.
I had to get rid of my hoopty.
You ain't gonna see. Your jump wasn't really a hoopty on the outside, on the inside possibly, but
not even the engine was clean.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. Somebody might be like, well, where the fuck where is that now? You know how hating niggas be. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Don't worry about where it was. At least I had it. Where yours at? It's right here. That's your mother's. That don't count. That don't count, nigga.
Is it insured by you?
It's not insured by you. Is it even in your name? But nah, yeah, but that's that whole I brought up the social media thing in the technology era because I feel like kids are too absorbed into it. And it's like, you know, you'd rather grab your kid and be like, all right, look, I want you to read this book, but then again, I don't.
That's true.
I'm sorry, when you see some shit pop up across the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't know what was going on. Don't trust.
Yo, when you see shit pop up on your screen, you have to question your man. So you get off. You get off social media.
Right.
What y'all watching?
I mean, not social media. We ain't watching nothing. But
I'm trying not to
when you see IDs, the names that IDs niggas be putting into their accounts, yeah. Like,
I know what you're talking about now.
That's why technology is too epic. Like, that was never accessible when you had the crib and you was watching on VCR. And
if I hook up, long story short, if I connect my phone to your Bluetooth, you're gonna have a sweet title for you.
Alright, yeah, I mean, so alright, we get close to wrapping this thing up, man. Once again, I want to thank my boy Ace Boogie down for coming on and hopping on for a few, getting us that philosophical, metaphysical knowledge that he drops so often. And
that shit we gotta do it all the time.
That shit we gotta do it all the time. In the world, because y'all need to understand that this is. He gets into his mode and he just take over the show. If y'all ain't noticed for like 30 minutes, he was just talking and he was just there like, okay, yeah, so
you got a master, right?
Yeah,
you got a big boss.
Yeah, he had you leaving. He almost, it's like going to church almost. Like you feel the spirit. You like, yeah, I'm about to go to my boss right now and tell him like, listen here, you white devil.
True.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need all that energy when we got to go to work on Monday morning and deal with these people that we have to deal with as our coworkers. Of course, I want to thank Kory for coming on.
Definitely.
Sister, OG the boss, because she smack you if you ain't paying attention.
Oh my God,
and she smack you if you paying attention.
Come on.
Gotta thank my boy Benny B, aka he's the executive producer on this one. Him and Kory, they checked me. But I gotta also give a shout out to my wife, you know what I mean, because she holds it down all the time. She take care of my daughter. Even though you heard her screaming, she was screaming because she was trying to get me, of course. I gotta shout out Ariana. She do her thing for me while I'm doing these podcasts. She doing the mommy work. So, and she definitely gonna give me like 25 pointers about letting Ace Boogie rant. Like, boy, if you don't get him off and start timing that nigga, he ain't gonna be able to come back. And Kory's over there like, listen, you gotta time these seconds because niggas, we done went like 15, 20 minutes. And then Kenji on the side of me like, bro, we done been on this topic for a little too long, my nigga. So, you know, like I said, you know, just trial and everything right now. I'm doing it. I keep it raw with y'all. This is the conversation we have every day when we was kicking it, and this is how we talk. We be outside, listen to them words. We be outside or in the crib
Chopping
about
it up.
45 minutes on every topic. So we outside 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning still arguing.
Right.
We ain't gotta
For
go work
real.
tomorrow.
Right.
For real.
And I
3
gotta,
o'clock in the morning.
and I gotta give a shout out to my mama, because she let me in the house to do this podcast.
Right. Gotta give a
Because
shout out to Rock.
we gotta give us down. We'd have been down the hill doing it either. We would have been doing the podcast either way, but doing it at my mother's house especially because she gets to spend time with her granddaughter, and the homies get to come in here, and she gets to, have the house smelling all good, but she ain't gonna offer you none. Cause you don't live here and you don't pay no bills here.
Gotta give Rock a shout out. Right.
I gotta give a shout out to
Oops, sorry.
my brother Rod for coming in here with his he probably on the podcast. Y'all probably hear a little bit him and Kenny G wilding on each other talking about what they gonna get a piece of, and they ain't getting a piece of nothing.
He getting a piece of something right now. He getting
He
napkins,
getting-
so
he
he
getting
got a
napkins,
piece of
but-
something already, motherfucker. Like,
But y'all. But yeah, we appreciate y'all for spending y'all time, man. I know it's been long. This is the longest episode we did so far. It's an hour and almost 2 hours, right? Yeah,
Oh
almost 2
wow.
hours.
Didn't feel like it.
But that's because it's love.
Right.
And it's love and it's real. You don't even realize you've been listening for 2 hours. You just like, oh, this is a good ass conversation.
Right.
Let's continue this conversation. But one time for the one time, you gotta give a shout out. So once again, shout out to that whole Hooterville. Shout out to Ill Hill. Shout out to the South, so South, East, West, wherever you from. It's always love, and we'll be back next week. If you don't know, now you know.